Welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles with my co-host Jim Hughes. And in this week's news, layoffs and resignation data for the Oxford Community Schools. 2024 Restaurant Week brings savory and sweet specials to downtown. And the ongoing fallout of an Oxford State Representative's remarks. All that and more. The Oxford News begins right now. Layoffs and a school staffing resignation update were among the topics at the February 13th Oxford School Board of Education meeting. The district is enacting a budget reduction plan, and 5 layoffs are part of that project. The board voted unanimously to remove 3 guest administrators, the school safety administrator, and the assistant superintendent, a secondary instruction position. According to the superintendent, Dr. Vicki Markovitz, the guest administrator helped with the initial return of students to high school, and the positions were described as limited to 3 years from the start. Dr. Markovitz says the reorganization plan will be put into place for the other positions. She also said central management for safety and security can be done by one person, and that the district plans to extend the work hours of the administrative assistant in that department. Also at the Board of Education meetings, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources Ryan Reed presented a 5-year trend report on staff resignations and retirements. The rate peaked at 11.4% in the 2021-22 school year, to which Reed said is consistent with nation data. This school year, the rate of resignation and retirement is 5.8% so far, and the current statewide rate is 8.2%. Jim?
Thanks, Terry. You want to see your township feedback in action? Well, you have a chance to do so. Ontw Township is actually holding a master plan open house on Sunday, March 10th, and that's since the middle of December. The township has been asking residents to give their feedback on the township master plan. The plan is a document outlining the 10 to 20 year future vision of housing, new development, public services, infrastructure, traffic, utilities, and more. Now, this is an in-person event. It will allow residents to actually ask questions, address concerns, and share ideas for Oxford's future. The open house will run from noon to 3 p.m., again on the 10th of March at the Legacy 925 on North Lapeer Road. Light refreshments will be served. Children are welcome to attend. For additional information, you can contact the Township Planning and Zoning Master Plan by going to the oxfordtownship.org website. Terry?
So, Park Plans update. Last year we brought you information about the planned replacement of one of Seymour Lake Park's playgrounds. The current playground near the Laidler Pavilion, way at the back of the park, is going to be replaced because it's 30 years old. On Tuesday, February 20th, the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation maintenance crew extracted the playground to make way for a modern play system called Soaring Saunter. According to the township, the structure is accessible, exclusive, and more than 3 times larger than the old one. There are 22 elevated play components in all, and 18 of those are accessible by transfer system that allows users to reach elevated components without a wheelchair or mobility device. It boasts 5 slides, 2 tower swings, and several structures designed to promote physical, social, sensory, communicative, and cognitive development. Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Director Phil Castoni says the playground will ensure everyone enjoys equal access. The structure was made possible through a $125,000 grant from the Game Time M Park State funding initiative and is set to make its way to the park this spring. Congratulations.
And you know you're getting old when your kids used to play on the older stuff, actually. So
Right.
I remember the kids playing on that good stuff that they'll have new
Yep, sure
equipment
is.
there. Oxford Community School, though, March Parent University workshops, it's, you have to train the parents as well as the students now, are available. Parent University is a series of free workshops, videos, resources, and collaborative opportunities for parents and caregivers to learn more about the best way to serve their children. Parent University was launched for the first time this past school year. The Oxford Community Schools is actually holding 4 workshops in the upcoming months. That will include skills for effective parent advocacy, active learning at the home for preschool families, be smart, safe gun storage, and how does Spanish help your youngest learners. 2 of the workshops are targeted at caregivers of younger children, while the other 2 have broader audiences. The workshops range from an hour to an hour and a half in length and are presented by the staff, Michigan Alliance for Families, and Be Smart. To register for more details on these workshops, visit the Oxford Community Schools Facebook page. Terry?
Well, I hope you're hungry because it's Restaurant Week in downtown Oxford and Lake Orion. Restaurant Week began Friday the 23rd and runs till Saturday, March 2nd. This year is the 3rd anniversary of the partnership between the Downtown Development Authority of the 2 villages and brings brand new specials and discounts to the area. The trolley will run on Friday and Saturday from 5 to 10 p.m. so residents can ride in style from restaurant to restaurant. Participating establishments include 24th Street Sports Tavern, Sick Pizza Company, Sullivan's Public House, the Oxford Tap, Red Knapp's American Grill, Homegrown Brewing Company, Evergreen's Coffee and Bake Shop, and Victoria's Delights. Offerings include everything from a 3-course meal deal to a special taste of Paris menu. More details about Restaurant Week specials can be found on the Downtown Oxford DDA Facebook page and their website. So enjoy this week. Jim?
Always happy we filmed this right before lunch, and after you read all that, I want to order something. State Representative Josh Shriver, well, could it get any worse? The Oxford has called the Speaker of the Michigan House of Representatives to actually restore Shriver's budget, staff, and committee assignments. The Detroit News does report Shriver resources were removed as he shared racist population conspiracy theories on social media, called the Great Replacement. He made the request for reinstatement of his resources in a letter to the House Speaker, Joe Tate, on Tuesday, February 20th, just a week over since he was actually stripped of all the privileges. In the letter, the Oxford Republican said he sought to shine the light on an important issue facing all Michiganders, Democrats' support for what he alleges to be illegal immigration. Shriver asked House Speaker Tate to refrain from labeling him as a racist. Speaker Tate has yet to make any comments on the letter, which came nearly a week after the Michigan State House voted 98-5 to denounce the racist, xenophobic, and white supremacist language by its members. Terry.
Well, in our Behind the Lens segment for this week, we have a little throwback for you. Take a look at this photo from the Oxford Historical Society. These vehicles are parked in front of the old Oxford Firehouse next to the Oxford Theater. The Great Gatsby was playing in theaters dating the photo to 1974. Talk about some hot rods. Jim?
And that's our last story. Terry will be sharing Honoring Generations of Service. And yes, you wait for him every week. He has 2 segments. We love it. Dave Kenny will have Auto Talk and Science in the News. Terry and I will be back to close it all out. It sounds like I need to eat as well. You're watching Oxford News This Week right here on Oxford Community Television.
On October the 4th, my daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. When I received the diagnosis with my daughter, my hope was gone. When we first made it to St. Jude, my baby couldn't sit up on her own at all. The tumor had pressed up against her spine to the point where it basically paralyzed her. She couldn't feel her feet or anything like that. And just to see her start to make those steps after treatment, take your time, one step at a time.
Take my time. Take my time.
We rise
Good
up.
job, baby.
I like the way I rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again.
It was just like a miracle. It was amazing. I was like, thank God for St. Jude.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, after a nearly 3-year hiatus and a complete redesign, Toyota Motor Corporation has given its next-generation Land Cruiser SUV a starting price of $57,345, including delivery when it goes on sale in the U.S. this spring. Based on the Land Cruiser Prado that the Japanese automaker sells elsewhere, which also is the basis for the redesigned 2024 Lexus GX, the 2024 Land Cruiser is significantly smaller and almost $30,000 less expensive than the previous model, which ended a 63-year uninterrupted run in the U.S. in 2021. It will be imported from Japan. The 2024 Land Cruiser is 4.4 inches narrower than the previous version and 1.2 inches shorter, and it's built on the automaker's global F1 body-on-frame platform. With ground clearance of up to 8.7 inches, it has an approach angle of up to 31 degrees, maximum departure angle of 22 degrees, and a breakover angle of 25 degrees. I think that's for your off-roaders. Under the hood, it will be powered by a turbocharged 2.4-liter engine mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission that has an integrated 48-horsepower electric motor and small separate battery. The iForce Max Hybrid powertrain generates up to 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, and fuel economy, well, it's not been announced yet. The redesigned Land Cruiser will come standard with Toyota Safety Suite 3.0, the automaker's suite of driver assistant technologies that includes lane keeping, dynamic cruise control, automatic high beam headlights, and pre-collision assist with pedestrian detection. While it's not expected to arrive in U.S. dealerships until the spring, it was displayed for dealers to inspect at the 2024 NADA show in Las Vegas. In our next story, Ford Motor Company has cut the price of its electric Mustang Mach-E by as much as $8,100 after its sales tumbled 51% in January when the automaker had to stop offering tax incentives on the EV. The automaker lowered prices on multiple versions of the 2023 model Mach-E, ranging from $3,100 to $8,100, according to emailed statement on February 20th. The battery-powered crossover that Ford makes in Mexico now starts at $39,895, down from $42,995. The biggest discount is offered on several versions, including the high-end premium model with an extended range battery, now starting at $45,895. Amid an industry-wide slowdown in electric vehicle demand, Ford's EV sales fell 11% in January. On January 1st, the Mach-E lost its eligibility for a $3,750 U.S. tax credit as the Biden administration tightened rules on stimulus measures to prevent EV makers from sourcing battery materials from China and other foreign adversaries. Ford is also cutting production of the Mach-E and F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck. We are adjusting pricing for the 2023 models as we continue to adapt to the market to achieve the optimal mix of sales growth and customer value, Ford said in a statement. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
I want to eat
apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Back with you on Oxford News this week. Yes, we take a look at our sports right now. Hey, 5 Wildcat varsity wrestlers are moving on to the MHSAA Division I Individual Wrestling State Finals. The results come after 3 boy wrestlers and 2 girls qualified for regional tournaments on the weekend of the 17th and 18th. The boys traveled to Lapeer on that Saturday, and junior Luke Johnson finished as a regional champion at the 157-pound weight class. He went undefeated on the day and has personal records of 39 wins and 2 losses. The other boys qualifiers, senior Micah Roper and sophomore Gavin Lewis, were both finished in second in their class weight classes. The 2 girls wrestlers qualified for the MHSAA Girls Regional Blue meet that took place in Howell on Sunday. Senior Julie Gonzalez and sophomore Cheyenne Frank also finished as regional championships in their respective weight classes. Frank won her 4 matches in less than 50 seconds each, while Gonzalez also went undefeated in her 4 matches. The 5 Wildcats will actually travel to Ford Field to compete in the MHSAA Division I Individual Wrestling State Finals in the beginning part of March 1st and 2nd. Again, we'll have the results right here on the news broadcast. We're just around the corner from spring, and that means baseball, softball, well, you know, it means tennis and all the spring sports. And that means the end of the winter sports season. The Holly-Oxford combined varsity ski teams, though, they competed MHSAA Region 2 regionals at Pine Knob on Wednesday, the 14th of February. Yes, that was Valentine's Day they were working. The girls team finished on the 4th, just barely missing the top 3 cuts required to advance to state finals. While the boys came in 6th, the teams battled through the snow conditions, competing in the slalom, the giant slalom categories in both the morning and the afternoon. The girls were led by Finley DeCupper, who is also a slalom champion, and finished 3rd in the giant slalom. Oxford Sierra Musial also had a good day on the slopes, finishing 10th in the slalom and 7th in the giant slalom. Well, with those results, the pair will advance to compete at the MHSA State Finals later in the month. The top boys finishers for the team was Cody Musial, and 17th overall finish in the slalom and 12th overall in the giant. Congratulations to a team that we don't really talk a lot about, but that ski team that's combined. We congratulate them. Stay tuned. I want to remind you, coming up in the next few weeks, watch OCTV. We filmed a lot of great basketball contests out there, and they'll be on our channel. I'll be back in just a few minutes with Terry Stouts. We'll close the news out. I do believe Dave Kenny has one more segment. You are watching Oxford News This Week.
Women are bad with money.
That's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. A quasar 500 trillion times brighter than the Sun has taken the title of the brightest known object in the universe. It appears to be powered by a supermassive black hole that is devouring a sun-sized amount of mass every day. Quasars are galactic cores where gas and dust falling into a supermassive black hole release energy in the form of electromagnetic radiation. Christian Wolf at the Australian National University in Canberra and his colleagues first spotted the new brightest quasar called J0529-4351 in 2022 by combing through data from the Gaia Space Telescope and looking for extremely bright objects outside the Milky Way that were misidentified as stars. After following up with further observations from the Very Large Telescope, or VLT, in Chile, they now have found it to be the most luminous object in the universe that we know of. Wolf and his colleagues used a device on the VLT called a spectrometer to analyze the light coming from the quasar and calculate how much was produced by the black hole's swirling disk of gas and matter called its accretion disk. This revealed that the quasar is the fastest growing black hole in the universe, gobbling up around 413 solar masses per year, or more than a sun per day. Using these light spectra, the researchers also calculated that the mass of the black hole was between 5 billion and 50 billion solar masses. Wolf and his colleagues also found the previous brightest quasar, which was around half the brightness of this one, in 2018. Wolf thinks the new discovery is likely to remain the record holder for some time, as the vast majority of observable sky has now been surveyed in extreme detail thanks to extensive star catalogs such as that produced by Gaia. This is the biggest unicorn with the longest horn on its head that we've found. I don't think we're going to stop that record, says Wolf. The quasar's accretion disk appears to be the widest yet known at 7 light years across. This presents an unusual opportunity to image the black hole directly and accurately measure its mass, says Christine Dunn at Durham University in the UK. This is big enough and bright enough that we can resolve it with our current instruments, she says. So we could have a much more direct measure of the black hole mass in this monster, and that's what I get quite excited about. The VLT is currently having its spectroscopic instruments upgraded as part of the Gravity project and should then be able to resolve the quasar's features in detail. This will mean that different parts of the quasar's accretion disk can be differentiated and better understood, says Dunn, though it could take a few years. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
In our last story this week, honoring generations of service. At the Oxford American Legion Walter Fraser Post 108, they honored first responders, public safety personnel, and 2 World War II veterans in their annual award ceremony on Monday, February 18th. Members of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Oxford Fire Department, and Oxford Village Police Department were present, and they were presented certificates of appreciation, while 5 members of the agency received special honors for their outstanding commitment to their jobs, comrades, and community. Deputy of the Year was John Mozak. Reserve Deputy of the Year is Derek White. Police Officer of the Year is James Irish. And Reserve Officer of the Year is John Drake. The Firefighter Medic of the Year is Sean Goldie. Passed away in April of 2023 after battling brain cancer, and his wife Andrea accepted his award. The World War II veterans are 99-year-old Charles Ring Jr. and 100-year-old Don Graves. They each received certificates of honor at the ceremony, and both are Purple Heart recipients as well. American Legion salutes to their service, and thank you to the Ladies Auxiliary for putting that dinner on. And if you want to see more about it, we are showing it, airing it this week at OCTV at our Community Access.
Oh, okay,
And so it's Jeb Calhoun is the one that interviewed those veterans, and from what I understand, those veterans love it, that we come in there and that Jake is doing the interviews. He just has asked some really good questions, but he did get to talk to both the World War II veterans. And as far as I know, that's about the only World War II veterans we have left in Oxford.
I mean,
so
they're 99
that was
and
a fun
100,
event.
and I say, I mean, you know, I know they make it out to the annual Memorial Day stuff like that, but it's good to have Jeb down there taking care of that. And again, I mean, even if you go there for a Friday fish, my parents have taken me down there, and that display case at the American Legion Post is unbelievable. I mean, they have multiple displays all the way around with uniforms, and it's good that we honor the true heroes of our community. You know, the sheriffs and the police officers, the firefighters, and the veterans.
Yeah, and you know that display case, from what I understand, that's the largest American Legion museum in the state of Michigan.
Oh, I would imagine.
Pretty
I mean,
cool.
It's very impressive, and I know another big person behind that that got that all going, and I know he's still there, is Mr. Parkhurst.
Yeah, Jim Parkhurst. Yep.
Anyways, that's going to wrap up another edition. Terry and I doing our little thing called The News. We're happy you chose to join us. You know, OCTV can be viewed on multi-platform. Spectrum Charter Channel 191, Channel 99 on that ATT Uverse system. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and of course Roku as well. If you have a show idea, maybe you'd like to be a volunteer, come contact OCTV by giving our office a call, 248-628-9658. Very special thank you going out to our producer, Director Kyle Snage. I believe we have Will Julian helping out in the back as well. Our news writer extraordinaire, Allison Miller. Our programmer, Connie Miller. Program coordinator, Dan Weiss. And for our station manager, not only as an anchor, our station manager, Terry Stiles. For everyone here at OCTV, I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week. I do invite you back next time. And again, we will take a look at Oxford News this week.